When it rains, most folks don't think twice about where all that water is going and how it's going to get there. But in Atlanta, the Department of Watershed Management mounts a full-court press to make sure the sewers stay clear and that the water stays clean, especially if it flows into the urban creeks. That's why the fish are monitored regularly to make sure ecosystems are not being harmed by pollution.
This here is a black-banded darter, and these are much more sensitive of a species than most found in this creek.
This is just one example of the way sustainability is baked into the city of Atlanta's municipal DNA. It will also be a core component of Atlanta's future through Mayor Andre Dickens' $750 million Moving Atlanta Forward infrastructure initiative.
We also want to make sure we do it in a sustainable way to face this global climate challenge that we're having. Making smart investments into infrastructure is going to help us with our economic development goals to make sure that Atlanta continues to be the best place in the United States to live.
Sustainability is literally a part of everything the city does to run more efficiently and to keep its residents safe.
I like to think of sustainability from the indigenous principle of 7 generations, so that every decision we make today, we are thinking about how that decision impacts 7 generations beyond.
Chandra Farley was appointed by Mayor Dickens to head the city's Office of Sustainability and Resilience.
Sustainability is a point of innovation. How do we do this better? How can we make this more equitable? How can we make this more resilient? How do we make things better for our communities is really what sustainability is all about.
And that's why the office is all in when it comes to community outreach.
So stormwater is the water that falls on, the hard surfaces that runs off into streams or rivers.
But the lessons and resource sharing go well beyond the classroom. Because sometimes you just have to get dirty and up to your knees in a composting bin to show folks exactly how it's done.
This is one way that they can be more environmental, is actually composting their food scraps and then turning it into more food.
In fact, urban farming is also a critical part of sustainability as well, because it helps residents grow nutritious food for themselves that's cheaper and safer to eat, and that helps create equity through sustainability.
So there is no sustainability without equity. We are talking about directing resources, whether that's financial or natural, that benefit communities, that make communities healthier, that make our communities stronger for residents. It is a way to leverage our infrastructure for community wealth building.
The City Council adopted a goal of 100% clean energy for city operations and community-wide by 2035. And that's why the Office of Sustainability and Resilience wants to increase the infrastructure for EV charging stations, which is perfectly fine with many folks in Atlanta, like Olivia.
I think that it'd be great if more people were driving them. There are so many more charging stations lately, so it's making it really easier, and especially the newer ones can go a lot further, so I think they're great because they help with pollution and all of that, and it's just a great vehicle too.
And so when we reduce our transportation emissions through fleet electrification, expanding EV charging infrastructure, which supports community-wide EV adoption, we're also leveraging opportunities to improve public health across the city because we're improving our air quality.
The office is studying ways to put charging stations at recreation centers, some of which use solar energy to operate the buildings.
City of Atlanta has the largest municipal solar program in the state. Those solar installations are on our recreation facilities. They are on our fire stations. They are at our Department of Watershed Management facilities.
Farley says sustainability is more than just improving green and blue spaces in Atlanta. It's also about improving lives and environmental justice. That's why the city is a national leader.
People know that when they are looking to Atlanta on leadership and sustainability, they know that we have equity embedded in our decision making.
I'm Keith Whitney.